Things One Love is a daily podcast of gratitude, mindset, and wellness. On Wednesdays, interviews are released with former students, teachers, and entrepreneurs that share their stories and tips on dealing with stress in 2022. Please subscribe to me, rate me, review me, comment, share, because I'm grateful for your attention.
Flies, me ain't a nigga cold as me, ain't another nigga got a swag quite like. But hold up, that's the way I feel. But hold up, but that's the way I feel.
Yo, what is good with the queen?
Hi.
What's lacking on a Saturday, man? What's good?
How are you?
I cannot complain. I'm excited to be interviewing the Miss Cooper. I'm excited to talk about some of the stories that we got. Even man, I could get into. I'm all out of order. As you can see, I'm just excited just to see your face, man. What is going on? How's everything been going?
Everything's been so good. You know, it's been like ups and downs, but for the most part, everything's been great.
You know
Just
what? When you say the ups and
navigating.
downs part, I would know. I know there are some ups and downs because everybody has ups and downs. But man, your Facebook posts are so live and popping. It's like your Facebook posts keep me giggling and laughing. So whenever I'm reading your Facebook post, I would think you are in total control of everything in your world and in your realm. Even in my classroom in 7th grade, you always had that attribute to be just like everything went around you. You know what? That shit no, that shit no, this shit cool. I might roll with this one.
cool, just a little bit,
You've always had that superhuman ability and power, man. So yeah, that's cool. And I want to talk about that too later on today is how you handle stress, adversity with the business that you got going on. I mean, it's just before I do anything else, let me be quiet and ask you the first question because I know people are wondering, who is she, dog? Like, let her talk, fool. Let her talk. So let me be quiet. The first question I want to ask you, Miss Cooper, is tell my listeners this is the allthingsoneLove.com podcast.
Okay.
I'm specifying in talking to students, particularly my students, but students of former teachers who have had super duper stories, experiences. A teacher touched their lives. Maybe it was a elementary, it could have been a college teacher, it could have been a mentor or a coach, anything like that. And then I love to talk about the entrepreneurship and the education that y'all are taking now. So that's where the whole podcast comes from. It started out where I was just talking to the most interesting people. And after a while, I'm switching things up, fine tuning everything. So it's still most interesting people. But man, Quinn, I can put you in so many spots and I had to run my mouth again. So let me be quiet, let you introduce yourself to the listeners, what you do, who you are.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. It's such an honor. You're such an amazing person. Always been. I am Quizanae Cooper. I am the owner, CEO of MinkMinkCoInc. Where do I start?
You know what?
Man.
Let's start with how we met. Let's
Okay,
just start in the beginning. How do we met?
7th grade.
Because I already interviewed Taco. He's on the he was the first one interviewed, and you know that podcast, and he has a CBD company and everything and stuff like that. So yeah, he's doing quite well. He's even brought some out there for me to handle up on what I do with my multiple sclerosis. He even keeps into, hey, does that work? Does this work? I'm gonna add this, add that. I've got other people with it. So for you, let's start with, just like with him, let's start with how you and I met. Was there anything when we met that made you think, know what? Either I'm a rock with this or not with this?
Okay, so we met. I went to Wonderlick Intermediate School, middle school. I went there 6th, 7th, 8th grade. Woo woo. And I remember looking at my schedule because they always gave us a schedule like the first day of school. But before I looked at the schedule, it was like, you know, like a good ass movie that you hear about, and everybody like, oh, you gotta go see that movie. And you like, ugh, I keep hearing about this movie. Well, that was you. You was the good ass movie. So everybody was talking about you, and I'm like looking at my schedule. I'm like, okay, I got him. Like, what's up? So I remember rolling up into your classroom, and I seen you, And I was like, I have a Black male teacher who's pretty cool, funny as fuck. And it just started from there. I think I said something smart, you know me. It was a little smart comment, but you didn't shy away from it, or you wasn't like, go to the office like everybody else. You said something smart back, and we just started going.
I have primary progressive multiple sclerosis, so I fuck with pain all day. It's in my legs, I got nerve pain, the fire, the crushing damage. I struggle with sleeping because of spasms so much. Cannabis cannot fix everything, but the CBD products at vibeshtx.com give real pain relief. My favorite is that Cloud 9 syrup because it relaxes my anxiety, but I don't feel high. So I can still hang around the kids, play and giggle and laugh with them. They have a CBD MD freeze that is the ultimate Tylenol. Listen, the experts Peter and Isaiah's at vibeshtx.com will even deliver to you in the Houston area. Check out vibeshtx.com. That's vibes with a Z. VIBEZ HTX.com for your CBD needs and your CBD questions.
I think I remember what it was too. You had came in, you said something to me. I think you said something about the shoes I was wearing because I used to wear them
Yes.
pointy, fancy shoes, and you shot that comment to me like your second, third time you had said it. And I said, man, you know what? Are those drawers you rocking on your shoulder like a purse? And from there, like, yo, that was just it. That was that was the start of something beautiful, right? There was that joke was the start of something beautiful.
And you never let me let them draws down. But I was the only person rocking draws. Like, and they wasn't draws, y'all. They was some shorts, but they was sewed up into a purse. Y'all know that was cool back then. Like the Capri Sun purses, I had the jean shorts purse. I was ahead of my
I
time.
remember the Capri Sun purses. I remember girls rocking those. I never saw anybody rock that particular purse except for you. That particular purse. But man, Miss Quizanae, there was like I said in the beginning, you were always so definitive and seemed to know exactly who you are, how you wanted to move. There was no convincing you to do anything. You just seemed to always have your head like, nah, if I'm gonna go this way, I'm going this way. I might listen to you, but nah, you ain't gonna make me stop me from going this way. And I've always admired that in you.
Man, thank you so much. And I feel like that's coming back full circle where I am now in my life. You know, I went to college. I feel like I did what everyone said you should do. I feel like back when we were coming up, everyone said, like, go to college, you have to go to college. I remember seeing like this chart where they said if you go to college and get your master's degree, by the time you graduate, you'll make $80,000 a year. That's what I remember seeing. And like that stuck with me. And that was my driving force, not to make $80,000, but to have a lifestyle sustained and obtained by doing what I was supposed to do. Because I've always liked to do whatever I wanted to do. But this time I chose a different path, and it's not going the way that I imagined. Like the path that I started off on isn't like turning out the way I thought it would be. And that's where life is like throwing me for a loop right now. But I'm navigating and I'm grateful for it.
I can't wait to talk more about stuff like that because when you say life has thrown some things at you and got you, it's not going the way you planned out. I raise my hand with you, Queen. I'm with you on that one. Trying to tell you, what is your so you say everything has changed now. What is your career now? Before we even get to your entrepreneurship, what do you do now as a career? Because I, of course, have the story I want to talk about. You interviewing me, getting your former teacher to an actual real deal job, and I'm telling you, I love it, but let me go over here with the more money idea, and that shit worked out for I think 5 weeks. They fired me on my birthday.
On your birthday?
On my birthday, man. I had
What
missed a
the
couple of days. I
fuck?
had been out. And on my birthday, they had a birthday party and everything. Sang the birthday song to me, the whole nine, because I came back on my birthday. So they had the cake and all that type of shit, the whole thing. And then at 4 o'clock, called me in. I'm thinking they're going to talk to me about my plans have been insurance agent because I have all these Wally ideas. Hey, let me go talk to these people. They sit me down and I give this whole presentation. I got ready to go. 5, 10 minutes. I mean, I'm just talking and going. And after that, the guy looks at me and says, Kendrick, look, we love your energy, but we're gonna have to let you go. And I'm to the table.
That's not even
Me?
funny.
Me?
Oh, that's
What
fucked
do you
up.
mean? So I remember coming telling my wife, I should have taken that job my former student offered me. And I tried to go for it. Every time you always say, but I used to always teach people in dominoes, all money ain't good money, man. All money is not good money. And I went for the big money and it did not work out.
And I think that's the perfect segue into my career currently. Currently, I work at Lone Star College Monterey. That's where that was my first where I graduated first with my associates. And I worked there before as a student worker, but I went on live life, but I came back. So about 2018, I got hired to work there. And I remember my first day was August like 26th of 2018, and I loved it. Like I was excited. I was a part of the outreach and recruitment department. That was where I was as a student worker. Like I was just so happy to get back into it. And my master's degree, because I was in my master's at the time, was in higher education. And I got into that master's degree without even knowing what higher education really was. I was just wanting to be in education. So to me, it just felt like a full circle moment. Like it was funny how life brought me back to that moment. So they hired me, I started working, and then like 3 days later, my supervisor quit. So the supervisor that had been working there for like 10 years just up and left, like
Wow.
abandoned the team. Yes. So that's how we kicked it off. So my position at the time was a staff assistant too. And I was responsible for holding the team down, making sure that I upheld everything and just handled business. So that went on for about 2 more years, and then we were looking for a recruiter because our team just started disappearing. So then I felt like, damn, am I part of a cursed team? Like it went from a team of like 12 to a team of like 2 full-time staff members. Our part-timer quit, and we didn't have anybody but us. So that's when we started interviews. And when I seen your name come up, I was like, fuck, I gotta get him in. So I made sure, like, fuck everybody else, we gonna get him in. I hit up everybody on the committee, like, look, listen, they probably changed the committee rules because of me. Like, look, listen, I know him. I rock with him. I fuck with him. We gonna get him in. We got you in, and you did a great job. Like, you were so amazing. And that's when we pushed you through to the president because we really wanted you in.
That story puts everything into place, puts everything in perspective. That's one of them times where as an older person now, I believe in things like alignment. I believe in things like it was written, it was supposed to happen. And if you're not paying attention and watching the signs, you miss out. And that's one of the times where I'm young, not paying attention to the signs, and all the signs were there lined up to get there. You're helping people, you're forming student, like everything was lined up. And I wasn't paying attention to the signs, wasn't reading everything, read the whole shit wrong, tried to go one way, should not have. What do you do? So right now, you still at Lone Star?
So it's funny. I just put in my 2-week notice last week. So next Friday is my last day there.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. As time progressed, I started realizing like, and this is gonna sound fucked up to say, but this is just what I realized. Like, I'm smarter than all these people. Like, all the people who are in charge, like, I'm saying shit that they eventually come back around and say, like, well, we should do it this way. But they don't like it coming from me. And I started thinking, like, it's not because I don't have the education. Because currently I'm in my doctoral program, which doesn't mean shit to me. Not taking away from the accolade or the accomplishment, because it is a big deal to some people. But to me, it's just something that I have to obtain in order to have a seat at the table. But even with graduating with my master's, I still wasn't allowed the seat at the table because I'm always going to be boisterous. I'm always going to express my opinion. And I'm going to let you know that's a stupid fucking idea. I'm just going to say it. I'm not going to say it like that. But by the time I finish saying that shit, you're going to be like, this bitch just said this was a stupid fucking idea. Like, and as much as I don't like, well, I do like to be that person. I try my best to turn it down, but I can't because it's in me. And, you know, the people in leadership just didn't like it. And that's when they started trying to break my spirit. You know, I started feeling like I was a wild horse or something, and they was trying to buck a bitch. And I'm like, you know, it came down to my integrity. It came down to my sanity. It came down to my peace of mind. And I chose me. You know, I'm betting on me, and I'm putting me first. And although it's scary, that's the uncomfortableness, because I'm very controlling. I like to be in control of every aspect of my life, you know, but for the first time, I'm not in control. And, you know, God is leading the way, and he's guiding my footsteps. And it's something that I've never experienced before, because I'm tapping into the spiritual side. You know, I'm not a religious person. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, but I know that God is real, because he shows me every day that he's real. And I'm just so grateful.
But that's the way I feel. But hold up. But that's the way I feel. What you know about being stuck in one place with no movement?
You know, you're speaking to my heart every time you said it. That G word, that grateful word, that grateful and gratitude. Those are my two words now. That's the space I'm in now. I know what you speak of when you say you have to you're now rolling and living on faith. You just got to believe that what you're doing, where you're heading, is the right spot. And that's exactly where I am right now. That's the spot I'm in now as I'm growing into being this entrepreneur. Is that what has you getting into the entrepreneur space? Is that what made you decide, you know what? Let me start up my own company, because I got to make moves away from here.
No, it all started. I had gotten into some trouble. I had got into some big trouble, and I was in a real fucked up place last year, mentally, physically. You know, I had gotten into some trouble that put me basically at a fork in the road. Like, if all my hard work could have been washed away from one decision. That's the type of trouble I got into. So I was sitting at that job and I couldn't move. I'm like, fuck. I got this master's degree. I got the bachelor's. I got the fucking associates. I even got the high school diploma. And I'm still sitting here making fucking pennies, like nothing to amount to what I deserve for the education that I have. And I started brainstorming. I'm like, bitch, what do you like to do? You know, what are you good at? And, you know, before that moment, I always told myself, like, you can't own a business because you're not good at anything. Like, that's what I used to tell myself. That's the conversation that I used to have with myself. Like, bitch, you can't do hair, bitch. You can't do nails. You outsource everything. But then I thought about it, like, I quieted that voice in my head and started listening to the other one. And that one was like, bitch, you really love lashes. Like, lashes are something that you're good at. Lashes are something that you like. And then I just started writing names down, like, what do I want to call this? Like, if I was to do this, what would I want to call it? And then I wrote down MinkMinkCo. And then I started researching, and then I put ink at the end, and I'm like, oh, MinkMinkCoInc. Like, I like that. That sounds real nice. That sounds good. And then I started telling people about it. I started like, what'd you think of this? And everybody's like, yo, Quiz, that's dope. Like, that is amazing. Like, just do that shit. Like, you gotta go get it. And then I started researching. I ordered my first 30 pair of lashes. First, I ordered 15 because everybody was telling me, well, don't order that many because you don't know if people are going to support. And I listened to them, you know, because that was sound advice. They were telling me the truth. But then as I started like telling people about it, making the Instagram, getting it out there, everybody was like, fuck, we about to rock with you. Like, everybody was just super supportive. And then I launched. Like, I got the tools. I said November 16th, the idea came to fruition. December 13th was launch date. And that first day, I sold out of some products. And then after that, I had to reorder. And I've just been adding on to it ever since then. And it started from me sitting at my desk, realizing that I wasn't happy. You know, like, I could go outside and get hit by a bus tomorrow. I say this all the time. And I would have died feeling unfulfilled. You know, even if fear is on the other side, or if, you know, self-doubt is over there, I still would have been disappointed in myself because I didn't try. Even if I failed, at least I can say I tried, you know? And that's what matters to me, making sure that I get up and go get it every single day, because ain't nobody gonna give it to me.
Man, this is like a girl, you were giving like a master class on psychology. I mean, like a master class on psychology. And what I do now is mindset. Okay, but my first question. Whenever you're having these hard decisions, and you're in this spot where you're trying to decide whether to go right, left, up, down. Is there anyone in particular that you talk to Because I heard you mention that. I heard you say you're not big time religious, so I'm assuming that you don't go to, you're not going to sit in the box and and the I forgot what religion it is. Is that the
The
Catholic where they go?
Catholics,
What? Yeah, where they do
yep,
all they said do all the
the
repentance and tell
confessions
them.
and the
Who do
Hail
you speak
Marys.
to whenever you're having these big decisions?
Honestly, my mom.
Okay,
You
makes
know,
a lot of
growing
sense.
up, my mom seemed like my biggest enemy because I felt like she was always in my business. And me as a child, feeling like she was in my business showed you what a piece of work I was. But as I've gotten older, I've recognized that she only wants what's best for me. And you don't really realize that until you get into the world and you get around people who you think want what's best for you.
Yep.
And it turns out like, surprise, bitch, I just wanted to be a part of your downfall. So my mom is my go-to. Every decision, everything, every accomplishment, every failure, I always make sure that I call on her. She gives me sound advice, and she always tells me like, this is just advice, like take what you will. Nothing is concrete with her. She plants seeds and then she waters the ones that she planted already, and then it grows. So even that moment that she's not there with me, it's like, I remember what she said. Her voice will come to my head like, nah, Quizzy, don't do that. Or nah, Quizzy, remember I said this was going to open, and everything she says comes true. So it's crazy because when she tell me like, oh, nah, Quizzy, she not your friend. I'm like, fuck. Or she be like, oh, nah, it ain't going to work out with him. I'm like, fuck, because I already know that it's coming because she sees it. So she's my confessional box person that I just make sure that I always tap into. And I'm just so grateful for her.
I absolutely believe that. I remember talking to your mom back in the days because you know what, in my classroom, y'all had to pay rent. And if you paid the rent, I would call and brag to your parents every Friday. That's the reason, that's how I got in my head. Because I never thought my lesson plans as a teacher were that great. I had a bunch of silly games, I had masks, all type of wigs and stuff I'm wearing, but I never thought of myself as being that good of a teacher. I've always thought the one thing I could do was connect with y'all. Like I thought, no matter what,
Mm-hmm.
whatever the hell y'all going through, I'm rocking with you. I'm vibing with you. That's all I used to give out my cell phone and everything to y'all, even back then, because I knew that was it. So I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
that because what you just said about coming to your mom and the connection that y'all have, that's like every parent's dream. Every parent wants to hear their kids say, man, my mom was always right. Whenever she says, don't trust her, after a while, I'm like, no, my mom may end up being right. Every time I think about every parent loves to hear their kids brag on their advice, their words. I haven't heard my kids brag like that about me yet. But I'm gonna add the word yet now because now I
It's
see it's
coming.
actually possible. It's
It's
actually
coming.
possible. Whenever you have your negative thoughts, the imposter syndrome going through. Okay, before I even go there,
Slap back on the streets. Matter of fact, I pulled out two.
Mink. So the lashes,
Mhm.
does your company just provide the lashes for eyelashes? Go more into it about your company.
So my company. So I started off with 30 vegan lashes. So there's strip eyelashes extensions that you can apply to the lash and keep there temporarily. Some people wear them like just for a night. Other people keep them on for like 2 to 3 days. You have different type of lashes. You have actual extensions that some women get like accreditation and they apply them for you. And
Hmm.
then you have the strip lashes that some people use hair glue. Other people use lash glue. It's your preference. You apply them to the lash and then it enhances any look. I added mink lashes to the line, and I've added lip gloss keychains, which are these right here. That's why my lips is popping. So if you want to get your little lip gloss keychain, I got that for you.
Oh
I've
yeah.
added lashes accessories, and I'm having some new stuff coming soon. I'm thinking about adding some bundles, just providing different services, being a one-stop shop and providing excellent customer service as a Black business owner. You know, I love to support Black business owners, every business owner, but especially Black business owners.
Yeah.
And some of our customer service is real stank. Like,
Yeah.
you want to be a business owner, but you don't know how to provide a service to a customer because it's about hospitality at the end of the day. Because
Yep.
you're your brand. Like, I'm my brand. So there's some things that I go above and beyond for because that extra mile goes a long way for some people. So not only do I provide lashes, I also provide excellent customer service and just making women believe in themselves and making them realize how amazing they are, because Each of us are amazing in our own special way because we're all God's children. And I just want to tap into that because as women, we forget. You know, I don't have any kids, but there's so many women that I know with children who have forgot what it is to be their authentic self before children. So
Yep.
I want to reach into those women's lives and remind them like, hey, you still that bitch. Like you a mama, but you that bitch after that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I enjoy doing.
You got to bring your ass on Clubhouse and get your ass on Wisdom. Are you on either one of those?
No.
You got to get on Clubhouses. Do you know what they are?
Clubhouse, I know like people be on it, like talking.
Yeah. Clubhouse is it's like so the way Clubhouse works is it's a social audio app is the term for
Mm-hmm.
Clubhouse and Wisdom. And in Clubhouse, so you go to the app, there's a whole bunch of rooms about everything from eyelashes to driving trucks to being a school teacher to black women think all black men are gay. I mean, it's thousands of rooms. And the
Mm-hmm.
rooms are just like an Instagram algorithm or a Facebook algorithm.
Okay.
Depending on who you follow are the types of rooms that you'll see that open up to you. So like on mine, it's a whole bunch of stuff about business and a bunch of about black owned businesses, and then a whole bunch of about mindset coaching and everything, stuff like that. Those three things. My wife is way more about mindset stuff like crystals, aroma type therapy. She does all types of wild out type shit. So
Mm-hmm.
our rooms are whenever even if we're on Clubhouse at the same time, she's like, yo, this room over here is popping. I'm like, shit, I don't see the room on my shit at all. And I actually gotta what's the name? I actually gotta put in the name of the room to see what room she's in. But
Uh-huh.
even then, people like Tiffany Haddish. I was in a room on mindset. This happened like 2 weeks ago. And I'm talking to it's like 100 guys in there. And I'm telling these guys about how, in order to help your mindset out, Kings, start a gratitude journal. A lot of y'all are
Mm-hmm.
overthinking your girlfriend, you're overthinking your kids, you overthinking shit because you won't stop and take time just to write down what's going good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a bunch of people are vibing with it. The dude after me comes on and says, yeah, that's all good. But my problem is women only see me as a sex symbol. And sometimes I'm trying to develop, and he goes into this whole big spiel about he wants relationships and this and that. That ended up being, goddamn me, RL from the group Next. And I had
I
no
don't
in
know who that is.
the group Next, just in case I don't make it home
What?
tonight. Let me look up to you for the last time, baby. Ended up being one of the
Well,
guys.
that's
He
why
was
you
the
the
one
sex
talking about how
symbol,
women only
sir.
see him as a sex symbol. I was like, yo, so I sent him a free copy of my gratitude journal and everything. He never responded back or no shit like that. But it's still like, oh man. And
It's
that's
the
why Clubhouse vibes with me
opportunities.
so much. But
Yeah.
whenever I'm on there, the rooms where women are talking like you, even guys too. But when they talk about that mindset, being in control of yourself, taking the right steps, developing relationships. Because on Clubhouse, a lot of times you go to rooms, people are always trying to sell stuff. Like it'll be a room that says black women need more power. You go to the room, it's really one queen, and she may be selling cups, and the cups say black women need more power. So it's really all about you coming in this room about buying her cup. It's not about women, black women having more. It's just about her cup is called black women need more power.
But it's
But
her marketing, getting that information out there.
yep.
That's
Yep. And
really cool.
so
I'm
what you're
definitely
talking
gonna
about, that
listen to.
developing real relationships, yeah, that would be big. And on wisdom, it's different because on wisdom, you go one at a time. So on Clubhouse, it can
Mm.
be hundreds of people. And I've been in a room before with over 1,000 people. And only those on stage can actually talk. On the wisdom app, you talk and it's just you talking for however long. And people can just join in and listen. And one at a time, they can actually click the button and you talk to them for a set amount of time. So you can set it for
That sounds
one
really
minute, 10
awesome.
minutes, 5 minutes, whatever, and people just like whatever you're talking and you pick, so it's whatever you want to, you just only just talking about being quizzy, growing up, how you became the strong black woman. And as you were telling stories, people are going to be listening and someone say, I want to talk to you too. You let them person talk to you, and at the end of like 2 minutes, whatever you set your thing for, they're gone. And then it's wait for the next person to raise their hand and talk to you next.
So it's like speed dating of wisdom.
Just like that. Yeah,
That
just like
sounds
that.
what's up.
Just like that. I've liked Clubhouse at first the most because the rooms I felt I was always listening to good stuff. Now it's I
Mm-hmm.
was telling you about every room I go to. Really, I feel like every room title is a pitch for somebody to be in there selling something. So that's
Mm-hmm.
the big difference in Clubhouse now. When you find a good room, like if the room is really about Black women having more power, oh hell yeah, let me jam a rock, let me listen to y'all talk, let me do all that. But no, I'm not. I don't want to buy your cup
At all.
at all. Yeah, I'm not down for the cup.
Mm-mm.
I'm not down for the cup.
That sounds like really dope. That's something that I'm looking into because, I have so much to say, but not from a narcissistic point, but from a point of understanding of making mistakes and doing better
Yep.
and wanting to pass that information down to other Black queens, or not just Black queens, but other queens, but especially our young Black queens who need some guidance. Because growing up, I had my mom, but I didn't want to tap into that yet. So I relied on my mentors like you, because at the time I didn't recognize it, but you were a mentor, and God sent you to me to help guide me, because he knows that I wasn't going to listen to my mom at the time, but I still needed guidance, and
Yeah.
recognizing the strength in that of support from other Black wise people who've been through life and who want to share it, because as Black women, we can be catty sometimes. We don't, it's that crab in a barrel mentality when I don't want to see her do better than me. Fucking right, I want to see her do better than me. And I want to see her do better than me without going through all the shit I had to go through to get there. I want her to elevate higher than I could have ever dreamed of. And she don't got to be related to me in order to do that. Or she don't got to be my partner for me to put her on. But people don't think like that. And you got to watch it, because even when you want to help people who don't think like that, when people have been losing and they met a winner, instead of them taking from it of, damn, they can help me, it's what else can I get from them? And then you're so busy enabling their behavior and feeding their ego that you don't have nothing left for yourself. Yeah. So I want to help, but with stipulations. Like, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. So I want to lead people to water. And if they want to drink, I want them to drink. And I want to be able to provide an array of different services. But if you're trying to take and you're not being genuine, or that energy is negative, you have to get the fuck away from me. Because that type of energy is detrimental to your success, because you can end up pulling somebody along with you who doesn't want to work to get to the top. They just want to reap off your benefits. And that's another thing that I didn't realize until it was too late. And then by that time, you more than likely, you love that person. So now your feelings and your emotions are invested in the situation, and your judgment is clouded. And what does a narcissist love? Cloudy judgment. Because now you're not focused. And I can tell you whatever the fuck I want you to know in order for you to serve the purpose for me that I don't want to serve myself. So recognizing those culture vultures and those leeches that just want to attach themselves to you is important, because some of them you call sister, friend, mother, father, brother. You know what I'm saying? Your best friend that you grew up with from 7 years ago that you fuck with so tough because they were there for you when you had no one else. You outgrow people. I'm not saying that you're going to outgrow your mama, but the relationship has to metamorphose. It has to change. Like, I'm not the same Quizanae from 7th grade that I am at 28 years old. I'm a different Quizanae. And my mom has grown with that Quizanae. She tells me advice. She still, when she has to put her mama hat on, be like, nah, quit now. Let me talk to you. Let me say something to you. That's when I know she's being serious and ain't no room for playing. So she still can switch that up. But for the most part, she meets me in the realm of where I am as an adult, as a grown-ass woman.
I like
and
that.
I respect that.
I like that. I like that. Damn, I like that. Hell yeah.
Looking for a good podcast that is not talking about building your wealth or improving your mind? Man, check out Break Out the Popcorn, available on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts.
You answer, and my next question gonna be about handling stress and best tactics for stress. I mean, you knocked that out completely out the park. As a former college prep teacher, I am so very impressed by your response that I must say I would have given you an A++. Great
Thank
job.
you.
I would
Thank
never want
you,
to
my
follow
dear
that.
sir.
I would never want to follow that one up. Never want to follow that one up. Okay, so let me get to this last question, because I know you got things to do. When you tell me this, I want a whole story with this, Queen. Tell me, give us something good. Give me something, a time, somebody that you are grateful for and why. And I'm big on the why, because I'm always telling and teaching people now, You're being grateful when you just say what you're grateful for. I'm grateful that I got my mom. I'm grateful I got a job. I'm grateful I woke up. You show gratitude when you actually add the why to each. So you say you're showing gratitude when you say, I'm grateful for my mom because of all this advice she's going to give me. And I know I got a question about doing so and so with Mink. I can't wait to hear what all of that makes it a gratitude because you're actually stopping your day, spending your energy to say to the universe why you are grateful. That's the gratitude of it. So whenever we do this, give me the why to something you are grateful for, something, somebody, you got it.
I am grateful for my ability to hustle because here's the why. I've always had a plan, but it stemmed from my foundation. You know, without a solid foundation, you're going to move with the wind. And I'm always able to go back to those roots of my foundation and ensuring that I am the way I am and I follow the things that I follow, even if I stray. That foundation solidifies what I want to do and where I want to be. So no matter how far I get away from it, there's a line that's tethering me back to my core values and my understanding of what I want from life and my ability to hustle, because by Friday, I'm going to be a full-time entrepreneur. And I'm still in my doctoral program, obtaining my doctoral degree, which will be, here in 2 years. But my doctoral degree was in higher education, and I'm no longer in higher education at the moment. Now, eventually, will I be in higher education later on down the line? I don't know. But what I do know is right now, I cannot stay in a toxic, unhealthy working environment that does not support the ability of Black women to express themselves in a positive way. And it's crazy because that's what my dissertation is about. Black women in higher education leadership, and to be living it and to be experiencing it in itself is a strength that I didn't know I was capable of until I was put to the test of hustling. So I'm grateful for my ability to weather storms and still hold my hand up and want what's best for everyone. When people do me wrong, I don't see it as something against me. It's a lesson to get me closer to my journey of hustling, of doing everything I have to do to maintain for myself, because I don't have any children. Some people say I do it for my kids. Other people say I do it for my mama. I do it for myself.
Yep.
Like at the end of the day, I don't have nothing going but me. And that's a blessing within itself, because society tells you you need somebody, or you always got to have another person, or you got to do it for somebody else. And it's selfish to do it for yourself, but it's not. It's selfless, because you do something for every people all the time. I do something for people all the time. And when it comes to me, I'm like, well, I don't want to do that because I don't want to take the light for someone, or I don't want to do this. Fuck that. Because you can shine along with other people who want to shine within themselves. And if someone's telling you what you're doing is taking away from me, then get rid of them, because you should be focusing on yourself, working on yourself. And then we come together and try to better the relationship that we have with each other. I'm not just talking about romantic, I'm talking about friend, family, all of that. So my ability to hustle and recognize and have this discernment into understanding who's for me, who's against me, and it all comes from me wanting to do better. So that's what I'm grateful for. My ability to want to do better, my ability to move forward, and my ability to get people the fuck away from me. It's a gift, because what
That's
you're not going to
up.
do is come and disturb my peace or make me question myself. Or,
That's what's up.
because when you have a negative person around you, they play on the insecurities that you have about yourself. Some of us don't even recognize our insecurities. You just start talking, and a person who's good enough can listen. And then they can start saying, I don't like that shirt on you. You look a little fat. And now they planted that seed of, bitch, am I fat? And now
Yep.
you have a complex because it started from someone else. 99% of the times our complexes don't come from ourselves. It comes from the ones around us. So get in control of that. I said all that to say, get in control, find out what you don't like about yourself so no one can use it against you. Either work on that shit or own that shit, and find something that you're passionate about. And shit, you don't have to make no money off of it, but have something for yourself. If you go to a job, yeah, that's for you because you need money to sustain this life that we're a part of, but find something that you can be personally about that'll take you to a sense of euphoria that you've never felt before.
Every time I get to him, raw.
Yeah, you know I vibe with that one. You know I 100% vibe, especially whenever you say you can't think you're gonna do this for your kids, or do this for your mom, or do this for your spouse. Like it won't. I have this illness, and I mean, I can 100% validate that. Whenever I'm going through shit, I used to always think it would be that easy to say, no, come on, bro, do this for the kids, dog. Come on, man, get up, push through the pain for the kids. Shit, I'm way too much like Bernie Mac, man. Damn them kids, man. Fuck them kids, dog. I'm trying to live my life too. Like I just can't live a whole complete life of nothing but pain and sacrifice. And say, in the way that I started finding to live for me, to do things for me, even to accept the disabilities, the limitations, what's going on, and flip it and make that so nobody can use it against me. I learned all that stuff by keeping that written gratitude journal. Because you mentioned 90% of our thoughts can come from 90% of the
Negativity
we come through can come from family and friends. Did you know that it's a science that scientifically 85% of our thoughts are negative, period? That's like whenever you're trying to start a business up, whenever you are talking to your kids, whenever you are talking to your grandma, when you at work, you always thinking, anybody gonna believe you? The kids ain't gonna listen. The people at work don't listen. Like you're always thinking in the back of your mind. And so by keeping that gratitude journal, I think less of those thoughts because I'm actually actively thinking about shit I'm grateful for. And that means I'm not thinking about this ain't gonna work or that ain't gonna work or the kids getting on your nerves, or all of that is gone because I'm just thinking about what I'm grateful for. That's where that gratitude comes from. So,
and that's really essential. And then to go deeper, you can't look for your expectations to be met in other people. That's why I'm not married. I don't have children, because some people need that extra push to do shit. I don't need that. You feel me? I don't need a man, and there's nothing against that, but it's not a part of my journey.
Yep.
I don't need a person to do it for. I'm gonna do it for myself. And if someone comes along to enhance that, like an accessory, like some lashes or some lip gloss, then shit, let's rock. But other than that, I look good without it. It's just an enhancement of your beauty. It's not something to cover anything that you have going on or take away from what you have. It's to bring more attention. And people say, damn, Quiz, your eyes really pop. I never noticed that. Oh, girl, that's that MinkMinkCoInc. It's just to enhance and add on to what you already have. So that's why when shit is failing, it's because failure is on the other side of those thoughts. And you really don't want to do it for yourself. You want to do it for other people so people can congratulate you. And sometimes there's no congratulations in this shit. That's why people who are rich and that shit don't go well for them end up disappearing sometimes. They're doing something to themselves because they've only lived life in winning. But you have to lose to appreciate winning. If you never lost and then one day you win, and if you always win and one day you lose, that shit gonna feel like the end of the world to you because you don't know what it feels. It's gonna take your breath away. But when you're born in the darkness and you know what the fuck it feels like to lose, you gonna always obtain that winning, but you're not gonna be cutthroat or nasty to get it because you know how quick God can take it away. So having a gratitude journal is that foundation for you. That's your foundation. You might get away from that sometimes, or shit, you might go 2 weeks without writing. But when it's time to get back to it, you can go back a month from now and know what you're appreciative of and pick it right back up.
Yep.
And that's what I'm saying. Having something that can keep you grounded and core driven in order to make sure that you get to where you need to go to the next stop in life.
I love that piece. I love everything you're saying, but I love that piece. Yeah. Queen Cooper, again, 1,000 thank yous for joining us here on allthingsonelove.com.
Thank you for having
the
me.
agent of gratitude. She is Quizanae Cooper. Quizanae, please give these ladies and gentlemen the plug for your website where they can reach you to get lashes and your stuff.
No problem. So it's www.minkminkcoinc.com. And then my Instagram is mink_co_inc. And you can follow me there. And then my Facebook is MinkMinkCoInc, all word, at MinkMinkCoInc, all one word.
Bet.
So follow
Cool.
your
I'm gonna add me
girl.
on the for everybody listening. Whenever you go to the blog about this particular podcast, I'm gonna add all of these links right to the podcast. You can reach her for all these questions, to get the materials, to get those supplies, so you can get your lips popping, everything. Most importantly, so you can get your mindset popping, because the words she is speaking, the words she is giving, dropping on y'all, straight dimes, man, straight dimes. Again, Queen Cooper, 1,000 thanks for joining us. I tell
Thank
everybody, be
you for
pretty.
having me.
No problem, man. No problem. I gotta bring you back in a little while. I'm gonna have to bring you back. So everybody, be pretty, be grateful. I salute you. I am out.
Every time I get to him, bro. That's the way that I was brought up. That's the way that I was taught. That's the way that I was bred, dog. That's the way that I was raised. So when hustles in my music, man, them blunts get played. See, I'm the king of my throne. East Texas till I'm gone. So you best to do your homework before you go violate that zone. See, I was raised in them sticks, forever hitting licks. And I'ma stay that way until I'm carried by 6. I ain't just talking licks, I done mastered the block. I'm on the bigger things, I'm trying to elevate my stock. So I'm asking from the block, and you don't see me in the streets. You can catch me in the booth, dog, breaking the knots, big. Nigga flies, me ain't the coldest, me ain't another got a swag quite like. But hold up, that's the way I feel. But hold up, but that's the way I feel.